going on? What they say? Tell me what they say. Good morning, college men. How's that? That works? Wow, this is really impressive. Gentlemen, it is indeed a pleasure to be here. And I'd like to acknowledge all of the faculty, all of the staff, and you, young men, for this opportunity. My name is Quinton, as your colleague just told you. And I'm going to do it a little differently. How many of you have a phone? You have a phone, right? What happens if your phone is not updated? Go ahead. Oh, what happens if your phone isn't updated? It stopped work, right? Or you have to go get it fixed, right? Don't it? So, if you have an iPhone or Android too, after a certain time, can you update it? So, let's talk about this phone, right? If you had a phone that had a virus in it that wouldn't affect your phone for 40 years, when the 40th year came, what would you do? You don't throw it away? Would you check it and make sure? Boy, I'm just hearing a nice drum. But listen to me carefully now. If you were a phone, right? Hold on, listen to me now, listen to me. Quiet! Cease a second. Listen to me now. If you were a phone, and in 40 years you knew you were susceptible to a virus, what would you do? Easy, easy, easy. Cease a second. Cease. Work with me now, work with me now, work with me. If I were to tell you that when you are 40 years old, you are susceptible for a, let us call it a virus, right? You would do something about it, right? But hear the joke. There are many young men, many men in Jamaica today who at 40 got the virus, did nothing about it. I got diagnosed at 48. That's unheard of. That's very young. You don't get prostate cancer at 48. You know the reason why I was able to beat it? Because at 40, I was being tested. So when at 48, my numbers were odd, the doctor said, your number's not right. So after my surgery, I laid in the bed and I said, hold on there. So how much man know say they must get tested? Look at me and say, Doc, this is a common thing. He said, yes. I said, really? He said, so a lot of men go through this and they're fine. He says, no. I said, what do you mean? He says, a lot of men do nothing. So what that means is, Jamaica, in some reports, has one of the highest rates of prostate cancer in the world. You laugh. We can go even further. Which has more deaths in Jamaica? And we're going to pick a random year, 2022. Prostate cancer or breast cancer? Which one? Come, college men, which one? Prostate cancer or breast cancer? Watch me. In 2022 in Jamaica, according to the Ministry of Health records, more men died from prostate cancer than women died from breast cancer in Jamaica. Do you understand what that means, young men? That means that when it comes to time for you to get tested, you must get tested. That means that you need to be aware that, hang on a minute, I am susceptible to a virus. Yeah? And if I don't know anything about that virus, I might day was, I was at the University of the West Indies speaking, and I think it was your head prefect was there. And he said something that, it blew my mind. He said, this is the first time that I've seen a man talk about prostate cancer. And he was saying, this is blowing my mind because I see, because people talk about cancer, but men, this is a cancer that we have. And as Afro-Caribbean men, what it means is this, is not if, is when. The rates are very high, and the only way we can arrest this thing is by early testing and awareness. Early testing helps us this way. Prostate cancer is one of them cancers that has the highest recovery rates. Some studies say as much as 92%. So if you catch it early, you're highly likely to erase the virus. But here is the joke. We are Yearde man done, college man done, bad man no go doctor. Bad man only go doctor when he want to find out something, so when do him just don't go doctor. We can't have that attitude anymore. Prostate cancer rates are too high in our country. That is why the Ministry of Health now offers free screening. They offer quite a lot of things. But here is what I need Uno to do. One, you see when you come 40, remember that. You need to get that thing and check. That's one. Two, you see when you have a reasoning with your own man, your father, your uncle, your godfather, your grandfather, you can say, tell me something. When last you do a prostate cancer test? Because guess what? Some of them haven't done it. Or you just say, Uncle so-and-so, you say, Uncle so-and-so, they never kill him. And if him say, cancer, or prostate cancer, you can say, hey, anybody else dead from that in the family? Because you try to figure out the thing, you get me and say, we want to make what we call informed choices. And remember now, when they're at top high school in the whole of Jamaica done. Right? And only what? Cognitive. Yes. So gentlemen, I want to leave you with one thing today. We need to be a lot more directive with our health care. We need to treat our bodies the way we treat the phone. Some of you make sure you update your phone. Your phone or your life. Well, start taking care of your life. Make sure, when you get to 40, you get screened. I want to end on one note. I will answer one question. One question. And then I go in. I want to have school. Who wants to ask a question? Any question? Boy, I come at JC and the man, them can't ask a question. Wait. I can't see it. Come, who asks the question? Come. Where are you? Who asking the question? Ah, well done, young man. Well done. Come, see the virtue. Come, see the virtue.
Can say you're 40?
Ah, that's a good question. No, I'm going to come back to you. Don't move. Prostate cancer can come. Typically, prostate cancer is considered an old disease. What has been happening now is that they are seeing younger men coming up with not only prostate cancer, but all kinds of cancer, right? So what they recommend is that you start screening at 40. Now, if you have a history of cancer in your family, my dad had prostate cancer. So what that meant was, I needed to get checked. And what they say is, say your father get the cancer at 54, you need to start checking like at least 10 years before he got it. So that means that he would have been checked at 44. It's cool? So it is important, right, that you know your health history of your family. Your turn now.
The process will not go through the examination.
No, sir. You're too young for know that, but no laugh, because obviously you don't know the answer. So the process of examination is you go to a doctor's office and you meet a nice nurse. That is the process, right? And then when you go and you meet the nice nurse, you say to the nurse, "Nurse, I'd like to get tested for prostate cancer." And the nurse is saying, "Okay." And it's a nice test. And you will enjoy it. Listen, that is my story and I'm sticking to it. So, since you don't know the tests already, let me talk about the test. Alright, feel. When I told my wife I was coming here, she said, "Boy, you sure you want to talk about those things with the boys?" So everybody hear about the finger test, right? Everybody hear about the finger test. So I'm going to tell you two things. If you could do a finger test, well, I know, to find out if you have prostate cancer or have the prostate cancer, which one is your brain telling you? Brain now, that's the brain part, telling you is the right thing to do. The finger or the funeral? Which one? And gentlemen, you have just explained, shown why our prostate cancer rates are so high. Yes, that is the reason why they're so high. Because Jamaican once said, "Finger no." But, note, finger or funeral. That's what it is. Hold on.
At a rate of 1 to 10, no player will really this one.
Alright. So let me just clear up the text. Check the people. I'm going to give you a homework. Hold on, man. When you go home tonight, ask your mom, "Mommy, tell me about a gynecologist visit." Hold on, listen me carefully. Gentlemen, all they do is they tell you to go on a bed. You curl up like this. You're lying on the bed. One night for me. Hold on. Cease and settle. No man, if you come back to that school, man, I beer teaser me up. Yo, you could have asked some money, could have get it right, you know? People, listen me now. Listen. Listen, man. Listen, boys. Boys, listen. Explain to me how lying in a fetal position with me violates it. Explain. How is that even sexual? Explain it. It is not. It is a medical procedure. The doctor puts on his gloves. Not even 2 seconds. And hold up. You see that test? It is the gold standard for colorectal cancer. Okay? Now, another fellow said the other question. Where is? It was him? Who was it? Who was it? Somebody had a question. Come, quickly.
You said prostate cancer can develop at younger ages nowadays, right? How did you say it can like develop, right? It has to come in a certain like notion based on DNA and etc. But basically my father told me a story of where he had to be, right? So he went with my mother and they like put him to sleep. So yeah, he didn't really have to witness or anything because he was afraid just like everyone else, so they put him to sleep and it was normal. And his wife was with us, so like, guys, when you get your wife, you can make them go with you, so you don't have to be, you know? That's good. Right?
No, that is good. See? I got not. Oh, come you. Yo, if you want to ask your question, you ask your question. Make him ask for your question. Come you, come. Quickly, boy, come, quickly.
After survival, do you keep your mouth?
Okay, yes, you keep everything. You keep everything. Nothing is gone. And after a year, 2 years the max, everything comes back to normal. Yeah. Everything comes back to a year to 2 years. Now hold on. Depending on the surgery, I can do robotics and it will take 2 days. I did a prostatectomy where they actually cut me. That took 6 months to recover from. Yeah, and you walk with a bag and you have to take your time and all of that. So any surgery you do has a recovery time. Alright? Next question, who does it come?
Can be unconscious. So be unconscious in this.
Come on, yeah. But guys, understand me. This is the biggest issue we have. The fear of the unknown. So here is what we have to focus on. Prostate cancer rates are very high among Jamaican men. The way to prevent it is by early testing. If you have a car, you can drive the car and don't carry, go get it maintained. You can have a change, you can take it and just don't change your oil, don't change your filter, your car will mash up. Your car will mash up. So you know what? Just think of it like maintenance. That's it.
So, when you have prostate cancer, does it affect like your sleep and your sexual life?
Man, they will ask some big question. We think that the man them never want to hear none of this. So, you know, men, as you grow older, you're going to experience something called erectile dysfunction, right? No, right? No, that's right? Yeah, man, boy. You're sure you're a college man? You're sure you're a college man? Come on now. Then, so hold on there. At 20, you're going to be able to lift a bag of cement, right? Won't it? So at 40, you can lift the same bag? At 60, you can lift the same bag? At 80, you can lift the same bag? It is good to think like that, eh? So here what now, people. Sexual health is as much about choices, yeah, as about narrative. And this is what I mean. When you have something like prostate cancer, in our culture, sexual virility is a big thing. Man, we have enough gal in a bungle. Yes? But that's not what we're about. If you have a partner, right, and you're experiencing prostate cancer, that partner is going to be so significant in your recovery. And you and your partner will navigate those issues to get back to the stage where your intimacy is at the levels that it were before your surgery. And that is what you have to focus on. The fact is, the scholarship, and I am not a doctor, suggests that all men who experience prostate cancer have access to therapies that facilitate the ability to function sexually in a way that is pleasing to both him and his partner. I will add this, there are many men in Jamaica who have died because of that. True story. Man left his wife. I said, meet a new girl. Got a diagnosis. I said to the doctor, I'm not do it. Because see, make it a new girl. You know, when the cancer spread, where was the new girl? He died without the who? New girl. So I want you to understand, it's an individual thing and you must make decisions best for your well-being. You cannot work with a narrative. You must say, do I want to live or do I want to die? That is what you have to say. Hey, it's your choice. It is your choice. Bossy, I think them get enough. Thank you.